Just caution listeners that I will be making some forward-looking statements. Prior to going public by way of an IPO early last year, Northstar operated on a private basis for 11 years, focused primarily on gold exploration in northeastern Ontario, and more recently in the Kirkland Lake district. The company's flagship property is the Miller Gold property. It's situated 18 kilometers southeast of Kirkland Lake. And Kirkland Lake, as everyone is well aware, is renowned for tremendous bounty of gold production over the past century, having produced over 24 million ounces of gold from 7 mines. Northstar also has 3 other 100% owned projects north and south of the Miller property. Part of going public initiative involved restructuring, augmenting the board and management group. I joined the company just a couple of years ago, just prior to the IPO, and you can see that we've got a complement of highly skilled professionals with extensive exploration, mining, development, corporate development, production, finance, and corporate development, capital markets experience. On the share structure side of things, Northstar's got 47.3 million shares outstanding, 59.2 on a fully diluted basis. Market cap's around 18 million. Last I saw, we're trading around 30 cents, and we have a cash position of just over $2 million. So since we closed our IPO in late December of 2019, Northstar's had a very pretty positive and steady news flow. We announced what turned out to be a 5,023 meter, 28-hole drill program in early February, and unfortunately that was suspended for 2.5 months owing to COVID-19 complications and concerns. But we did manage to drill 1,800 meters and reported some positive results, 18 grams over 3.9 meters in the #1 vein zone. And then we resumed drilling in June, and later in September announced a significant discovery in our Allied Gold Zone, where we got 19.4 grams per ton gold over 4.4 meters within 1.4 grams per ton gold over 118.5 meters in hole 47, and 4.7 grams per ton gold over 8 meters within 107.3 meter interval, averaging 1.2 grams per ton in hole 49. Later in October, we announced some additional results. 4 holes we drilled on the Planet Cyanite. We also more than doubled our property or land our land portfolio on Miller by acquiring the Rose Grove property. It was 1,200 hectares, and we identified. Then we came out with news in early December where we announced some IP geophysics, which identified a broad mineralized zone, and further supported the scale of the mineralizing system that we believe exists at Miller. In late December, we closed the first tranche of $2.4 million, and just earlier this week we announced Goldspot machine learning work identifying 8 new cyanide drill targets on the Miller Gold property, and I'll discuss more about that in the slides to come. So the Miller Gold property is, as I mentioned, it's 18 kilometers southeast of Kirkland Lake and Kirkland Lake Gold's Mccaske gold mine. It shares a number of very important characteristics of the Kirkland style, the Kirkland Lake deposits. #1 being the style of mineralization. It's high-grade gold and tellurides. The mineralization is dated the same age. The rock types are the same age. And the controlling structures are these black first order structures in Miller standpoint. It's the Catherine Fault, and this links up with the Cadillac Larder and other first order structures on the Kirkland Camp, the main 04 and amalgamated break. So the supposition is that with all these similarities that the Miller property is tapping similar gold-rich fluids that formulated the Kirkland Camp. The main difference being that exploration in Miller has been very near surface. I should mention that the Miller property is the overlays the historic Boston Creek mining camp, which was had its zenith in the turn of the early 1900s. Zooming in on the property, it's focused over a 3 kilometer square area of intense hydrothermal alteration, deformation, and gold mineralization central to the main Catherine Fault structure, and 3 cyanide intrusive bodies. We now suspect there's many more that are focused and channeled gold mineralizing fluids and resulting deposits on the property. The south part of the property in 1987, a company came in and drilled 37 holes and established a historic estimate of 270,000 ounces of gold, grading 11.5 grams per ton at the south end. Part of that historic estimate actually dips and is on our property. And yeah, so between 2014 and 2020, Northstar drilled just under 11,000 meters of drilling and 55 holes on the property. So in 2020, our phase 1 exploration program, as soon as we got out of the gate, was a $2.3 million program that entailed drilling 5,000 meters, 28 holes, and we were rewarded with the discovery of the Allied Zone, confirmation of the #1 vein, and considerable extensions of it, and the discovery of 3 flatline structures hanging wall to the #1 vein zone, which constitute the Allied Gold Zone. We also conducted a $350,000 3D IP magnetic and gravity survey, highly detailed, state-of-the-art, and all that data was processed by Gold Spot Discoveries Inc. in utilizing stochastic analysis and their artificial intelligence routines, proprietary routines. So this is, so right now we're fully funded to conduct a follow-up drill program at Miller. We're looking at about 15 holes initially to that hopefully can commence drilling late February, early March. It's totally contingent upon COVID-19 concerns. There's, even though it is mining exploration is deemed an essential service, you got to make sure that things are right before you carry on the drill program during these uncertain times. So this map illustrates the 2020 drill results, and so there's 28 holes. 17 holes were drilled in the southern part of the #1 vein zone, shallow holes. You can see some of the numbers there. This yellow dashed line illustrates the area, illustrates the historic estimate area of 270,000 ounces. 7 holes were drilled on the Allied Syenite, and 4 holes were drilled on the Planet Syenite, which is just to the northeast of this map. The Allied Syenite Gold Zone is illustrated, bracketed here in red, and this red oval, and it's open along strike and at depth. And we discovered a vertical structure, a feeder in the Allied Zone, which is dashed here, and I'll show the next slide. So this is a 3D model of what we know so far for the Allied Syenite. You can see the #1 vein zone, persistent vein that cuts right through the Allied Syenite, and it's postulated to extend further. It hanging wall to the number 1 vein. There's these 2, 3, and 4 veins, horizontal structures that collectively we refer to as the Allied Gold Zone. It's flanked on the west side by hole 47 intercept, 1.17 grams per ton over 107.3 meters, and on the east side by 1.43 grams per ton over 118.5 meters. All this mineralization remains open along strike and at depth. This map illustrates the Allied, this planet, and the Mueller cyanites as we've known. These are the 3 known cyanites on the property, and with gold spots, stochastic machine learning stochastic analysis have identified up to 8 additional targets, that bodies that appear to have exactly the same physical parameters as the cyanites, as the known cyanites. So, and then in addition to that, we've got over this map a draped 600 meter by 1.6 kilometer minus 100 meter chargeability drape from the IP that we've done on the property, and it's pretty obvious that there's a lot of very chargeable anomalies outboard of these cyanites, and that warrant additional exploration. Next slide will be a vertical cross section through the planet cyanite. And you can see that the gold spot work suggests that the planet cyanite is actually about 200 meters wide, and it's underplated by an IP resistivity scaled chargeability anomaly, and as well as a much broader one on the towards the west. So these are never been drilled and represent just prime exploration targets. This scaled or composite cross-section that's through the Allied cyanite, illustrating the metal factor analysis anomalies related to probably more discrete structures, and at depth or below here is just the chargeability, large chargeability anomalies that are lighting up outboard of the cyanite. Again, excellent exploration targets. Probably the best target right now, I'm thinking, is this large target. It's blind target. It's east of the Mueller. It's about a 350 meter or 350 meter long cyanite, proposed supposed cyanite with a very large 150 meter IP chargeability RSC target at depth. So again, no drilling in here, but excellent potential. So my time's probably running low here, but I should mention that our other 3 properties, including the Bryce property, where we're doing an 43-101 report on it, and we'll be this spring, and we'll be evaluating farm out possibilities for it, as well as the Milestone copper nickel cobalt property. So in summary, our Northstar's 2020 exploration program was highly successful in the discovery of the Allied cyanide gold zone, and and the targets that have been identified through Gold Spot are at a whole new complexion to our project. And so we're fully funded and really excited to undertake a drill program and explore the property, and yeah, for 2021.